Hello and welcome everybody to another wonderful night of Tuesday racing action here with the HCK Beagles tonight, which is proudly presented by Muehlberger Custom Homes. We're in for a great race in Michigan. But before we get everything all started, let's take a brief moment to pause for our nation's national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Alrighty, and thank you. Like I mentioned earlier, we're here in Michigan for these HCK Beagles, and we got a great sponsor here tonight. That is Muehlberger Custom Homes. As soon as everything pops up here, great company, building some fantastic homes, and I know they've been a proud sponsor of this league here this season already, and they're continuing to do so. We thank you very much there, Muehlberger. I know get one of them at least tuning in here occasionally, so hope to see you out here tonight as well. I am Alan Brown, and I am joined in the booth as always by Mr. Alan English. Alan, how you doing tonight, brother?
Hey, good man. Looking forward to racing at Michigan. This track is probably one of the most exciting tracks we come to watch this truck series type race, and it's just wonderful how these trucks drive here. And there's a couple of grooves to run out here. The track surface itself is nice and wide. We're going to see a lot of green flag laps, I think, tonight, and at least that's what some of the folks out there think. Andrew Hansley posted on Facebook. He has a feeling there's going to be a bunch of green laps. I hope he's right, because it's really fun to watch.
That it is, but someone who's maybe hoping for a little anger, a little bumping and banging out there, that's Mr. Adam Turner. Adam, how you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing awesome. It looks like they're getting close. 6 races left till the chase. There's some kind of activity here in the league. I want to see fights, but I want to see clean racing too. 75% fuel, 80 laps, and 2 fast repairs. You should be able to do this with 2 fast repairs and no problem. Although turn 2 can be a little bit tricky.
That it can be, that it will be, as we take a look at today's racing info. Good God, I got buttons all messed up here. Yes, here we go. Racing info. It looks like track temp shouldn't be too much of a problem. Nice and clear here tonight in Michigan, so things aren't going too badly. Why are you saying JKR? You shouldn't be doing that. But we will also move down to that groove to the key to the race, which is groove it out, man. This is kind of one of those tracks where it's not just bump drafting in and out of these corners and whatnot. You actually got to drive it and put it in a groove.
Yeah, There's a bunch of grooves here, especially in 3 and 4. I mean, that's all you need to do. Run your race. I'm a champion here. I know what to do. You're going to eat up tires quickly, so be careful with the tire situation. The track temp isn't high or anything, so it's not going to affect the drivers, but this thing will eat up tires.
Yeah, a little bit of drafting action here too. Is this front stretch is just so long that you really can get behind another truck and help each other a little bit. As that front truck will tow you around a little bit.
Oh, man, you ain't kidding. Well, looks like our drivers are showing up here onto the grid, so how about we do one of those fancy dancy grid rundowns here for some of these guys. Tell them where their favorite driver is starting here tonight. We're going to start off with that 88 of Zachary Staten up there all the way in the front, winning pole position with the 51 of Joshua Moore right beside him in second. You got Curtis Critchley, who's been on an absolute tear this season. He's going to be starting up there in third with the 6 of Paul Durkee starting on his outside in fourth. In fifth, we have the 42 of Kevin Winker putting in some great laps there. And you also got the 97 of Rodney Griffin starting up there in sixth. In seventh, we got the other Staten, Cody, in that 15 starting there seventh, with the 54 of Brandon Coleman starting in eighth. Paul Ferdiani is going to be starting here in ninth, with Mark Collins rounding out your top 10.
Sorry about that. Andrew Hansley, the fourth, will be starting in 11th in that 24 machine. Michael Reynolds in the 45 starting 12th. Justin Lawson in the 20 will start in 13th. In 14th place, right next to him there, Brian Skidmore in the 75. Stephen Naylor in the 5 machine starting 15th. 16th place to his outside, Rick LePage in the 7. Inside row, right there behind him is Derek Rowdy Puckett in the 8 machine. 18th on his outside, Bay Area Rob Chowdhury in the 408. Austin Johnson in the 12, starting in 19th. And rounding out your top 20, the 64 of Cale Turbeville, our second place in the standings right now.
Yeah. Dylan Ellis, 18th, 21st. Michael Hicks, 22nd. Eddie Murray, number 33. He's sitting 23rd. Derek Welch, 24th. Brad Taylor, 25th. Stone Hutchinson, number 10 truck. Well, not really. We'll get into that later. 26th. Zach Dillon, 27th. Dusty Smith, 28th. Henry Wyndham, 29th. Albert McBride, 30th. And Nathan Stanley, 31st. Brian Doty, 32nd. Richard Gray is in the rear at 33rd. And Matthew Jones, I don't think he's going to win tonight, but got more on him and his situation later. Pace car is off.
That it is, as the pace car dives off for the first time here tonight. Green flag racing. Zach Staten and Joshua Moore bringing this entire crew down and across the line and into turn number 1 and 2. Here we go, everybody. We got quite a few laps of great racing action in store for you. Man, is that bottom line all together here. Trying to get a big time jump on that 51 on that start. And man, do they start it quickly. We got a whole bunch of action as we look through the field as 2 wide situations are happening all over the place. You got the 6 and the 88 side by side, the 51 and the 42 side by side. You got the 15 and the 54 side by side. Man, oh man, oh man. Oh, it's the 6 was washing up the track. Maybe a little bit of contact with the apron. Oh, we got a wreck here.
Dodge it by being on the apron, still got involved in it. 24 of Hansley's one of them. Sorry, Miss Carol. Andrew got involved in that one too.
Yeah, it's a little too aggressive, a little too early. You know, tires are probably still cold at this point. You guys are just, competitors trying to get up there and make positions on the track.
Yeah, really got to wait till the tire pressure builds up. Gets a grip before you start it happens.
Yeah, it looked like Durkee just got sent sideways. I'm trying to figure out what truck.
It looked like he was pushing up the track and just kind of ran out of room there, especially once when it went 3 wide.
Yeah, he came down. The guy was kind of holding his line. 54, Brandon Coleman. Brandon Coleman made it through that thing somehow.
Yeah, thanks to Adam S. for joining us on YouTube. He said he'd been looking forward to this one. Should be good. And Shane Rager, thanks for joining us on YouTube as well. Appreciate you guys for that. A little trouble early, but I think this re-rack is sorted out. It's got a couple of faster pairs, I believe. Since the Josh did come out, so you guys can get the tropes fixed. Get back around, they'll start it back. But hopefully, if they didn't have to tow, they should still be able to do that.
Here we go. Team America is out front.
Yes, but there's a familiar name right in front of them, and that's that 27 of Curtis Critchley.
Yep. They're going to be after him. These guys are always running front, especially Critchley. I'm not surprised at all to see his name up there early.
And thanks Chef Boyard for joining us on Facebook as well. He said he's got his family watching tonight. He's going to be back strong next week. So looking forward to seeing him get back up on the racetrack after what his family's going through with his fire and all. If you feel like helping them out, I mean, every little bit helps. Go check out HCK Beagles Racing .com. They have a PayPal link there. Just make sure you put in the notes section there. That's the benefit of having to go with this one. Thanks y'all for watching.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, that website to have. You can meet the drivers, you know. This Brad Clay's holding a giant fish. Looks like a striper. What he's got there. It's really cool.
And thanks also Bruce Muehlberger for joining us on Facebook. Our sponsor for a few races this season. Sure do appreciate you. And appreciate companies like Muehlberger Custom Homes. Reputable businesses and stuff. I think they're around the Three Rivers area in Michigan. Custom home built. This is the guy you need to call. Go check them out. They got a Facebook page. They got a website. Muehlberger Custom Homes. Custom Homes Inc.
Team America has 4 of the top 5 drivers so far.
They've been very consistent. There's not a team out there, I don't know, that works as well as they do together. They always find each other. They always find each other out.
Yeah.
A lot of strategy. A lot of good things can happen if you're sticking around your teammates instead of guys who are competing against maybe a little bit harder.
Yeah, it looks like we are missing Bay Area Rob here tonight. His internet connection is giving him some problems here, so hope to see him back out on track here at some point.
Adam S. just sent me a message and said the game sound level is a lot higher than us. It's kind of hard to hear. We go back green.
We are, as the 42 and the 27 side by side as they cross the line. Solid restart there for both drivers, so we're going to end up staying 2 wide here, almost 3 wide. As man, that 51 might be looking to try to push it up there. No, he's going to lose some of that momentum, and he's going to end up bringing it all the way back. And Making it 3 wide back here for third was Zachary Staten and Cody Staten.
Power operator letting us know on YouTube that it's actually 13 degrees right now at Michigan International Speedway. Pulling for the 51 out there, the title sponsor for today's race, Muehlberger Custom Homes, number 51. That's Josh Moore out there running.
Well, it's 70 in simulation, so I'll take 70 over 13. It'd be pretty fun to do a NASCAR truck event in about 13-degree weather.
Ah, man.
Interesting.
That would be interesting as we're 3 wide back here. And, man, that they were able to figure it out, but that was like for 12th or something like that.
Yeah, these guys have some fight in them. You know, they're gonna be out there mixing it up. Hopefully, we get a bunch of green flag laps in. Cars are starting to space out just a little bit. You got some 2 wide here and there. But we got a little 3 wide back here with Hutchinson in between a couple of trucks, and he's spun.
Oh, a big wreck. The 12 goes for a tumble down the back straightaway. Got a couple cars getting involved in that as well. But, man, the 12 of Austin Johnson. Ouch, man. That
he took out some fence, I think.
He might have taken out some investments in helicopters or something this past week. Because, man, that is some good airtime that truck got.
Yeah, he almost exited the whole facility there.
Yeah. Was that home run?
And kind of what I've talked about a bunch, you know, with this track. It feels like it tightens up as you exit too onto the backstretch. I know there's a huge runoff area near the infield, but it just tightens there, and it tends to cause problems.
Just looking at that replay, that's kind of like a crash we saw involving the 22 during practice. We said, I forget calling an ambulance.
Yeah, man, you know, your devs, they're not kidding. I'm trying to figure crap out over here.
Man, there's a little bit of technical issue tonight.
Oh, that's fine. I got the COVID, so it's created all kinds of havoc for me, technically, you know, then you get a fever, then you get a cough, then you get a headache, then you get your back hurt. It's been quite the run.
Like the 27, Critchley decided to stay out there. As looks like the whole rest of the field is coming down pit road for fuel and 4 fresh tires.
Yeah, they left Critchley out there by himself, but he'll be fine. We're on lap 10. How many hot laps have we run here with these 3 or 4, maybe? Because we've been under caution a couple times. He's probably going to be okay, but it could become an issue a little bit later.
That it could, but he also had the, looks like the 6 of Paul Durkee, who, you know, he pitted on lap 4 because he was involved in that last wreck. Same thing with Justin Lawson and Derek Welch all staying out here, so got 4 trucks up there. I don't want to say on old tires, but they're definitely not new.
Yeah.
There's just another caution here because, you know, I think that might be what Critchley's looking at. He said, well, let me keep this track position as long as I can up front. Wait till the next caution. He's maybe thinking that we may have quite a few more cautions.
Well, and he's probably thinking correctly at this point in the race. It's early, but you know, Michigan is all about racing, man. You get real competitive here. There is ways around people. There's some places on the track where you can take advantage, and I think that's what these guys will probably get a little aggressive early.
As we do take a look at the current championship standings, something we haven't done in the last couple of weeks, so we'll dive into that here for just a minute. But Curtis Critchley, man, with 3 wins on the season, that's dang near half the races right now. He's at a 50% win rate just about. And he's up there in the lead, 220 points. Cale Turville doing not too bad, however, not that far off at 193. Same thing with Kevin Winker sitting there in fourth at 190. And I mean, the list goes on and on and on, and everything is still pretty tight there. It's just a question of does anybody have anything for Curtis? As like I said earlier, he's been on an absolute tear, and this man's a winning machine.
Yeah, and look at Cale Turbeville up there. No wins yet so far. There's 4 guys that have wins that are behind him, but he has no wins, but he's just so consistent. You know, his average finish is 4, as you can see by that graphic. Cale's just out there tearing it up, being consistent and showing up every week. He really did earn that second spot.
Yeah, well, there's quite a bit to go, but Critchley is going to be the guy they're going to have to get to, because he's running away with the thing at this point.
And he is in a good spot for that here as well. Again, on this restart, that 27 out in front with Paul Durkee on the outside as we go back to green flag racing here on lap number 12 of 80 in this 100 and I think it's 90 mile.
Yeah, 160. I think it's 80 laps.
I can't do math tonight. That's all right.
It's not you. That's a whole nother issue.
Either way, man, it's still a great time to go out and race as Curtis Critchley single kind of filing it out the first 3 or 4 trucks. As, of course, as I say that, here comes that 42 of Kevin Winker making an overtake on that 20 of Lawson and the 6 of Paul Durkee. Man, what a run. Those new tires really bedding in very nicely for that 42 truck. As the 1 of Derek Welch trying to just maintain up there on that kind of high line. As Kevin Winker's run continues to push him up. He's now side by side with Critchley up here for the lead. He's got a nose on him. I don't know if he's going to be able to maintain that momentum on that bottom as they head on down through this backstretch. So they're going to be nose to nose, side by side, coming through turns 3 and 4. They got the 54 of Brandon Coleman sitting right there behind them. And, man, that 42 washing up the track. All right, he is able to hang on to it before sneaking a peek at that outside wall.
I tell you, you kind of panic when you're that truck that's sliding up and you're just hoping that you're clear or that your truck stops sliding up so you don't cause the next caution. I've been there a few times. Well, 3 wide back here with the Staten boys inside of the 20 and the 51 of Josh Moore there, and the 64 of Kirk.
Yeah, it looks like they kind of hashed it out. Hopefully they start getting into a new groove here and kind of see what they're made of.
And, that's kind of what it looks like. We got kind of 2 packs forming up here. We got this lead pack being currently led by Winker. I mean, it's a decent number of cars. It's, at least 16 here. The top 16 kind of in this front thing, which is got the 97 of Rodney Griffin right at the tail end of that. But then you also got that little bit of a chase pack going on with Rick LePage, Brian Skidmore, Brian Doty. You also got Albert McBride in there as well. So don't think that this race is over and for these guys back here, just one caution and everything goes out the window and things will get re-racked up.
Yeah, there's a lot of strategy going on with the teams too. They're talking back and forth, trying to figure out tires, figure out track placement, what group is running best, and all those things. So we still got a long way to go.
You sound pretty good for a guy that's been down with the Rona for the past few days. You sound like you're feeling a lot better.
Oh, I'm doing okay. It's just it's coming and going. I'm getting a little hot right now. I'm overheating, so I'm trying to cool down with a cold beverage. That's smart, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Of course, why wouldn't it be? As we're still 2 wide racing up here, you got Looks like that 27 looking to fight for his spot back as he goes down low, inching his way up, maybe getting a little side draft action here as he goes down this back straightaway behind Kevin Winker. But I mean, we also got Justin Lawson, Cale Tuberville side by side. Same thing with almost some 3-wide action going on here. We got Dylan Ellis, Cody Staten, and Brad Taylor all side by side as well.
Lawson in that 20. He's kind of trying different lines. He just moved down. He's gonna, looks like he's gonna tuck right in behind Derek Rowdy Puckett in that Budweiser number 8 Chevrolet. Derek Puckett. Rowdy's got a pretty good run here. Let's see what he can do on the inside. 3 wide, a few rows behind him here. Ooh, be careful, boys. Pretty much holding their line. A lot more room being given now, I believe, between sides of trucks here.
As you say that, we are 3 wide as we come across the line. Man, that 20 of Justin Lawson is stuck there in the middle between Joshua Moore and Zach Dillon. These guys are not they're given an inch, but they're also not given that inch. They're definitely wanting to move up. Oh, as we got some contact up here at the front. Cars going down to the apron. Oh, big hard impact into that inside wall. I think that was one of Derek Welch. Zach Dillon also involved in that one, and that's going to bring out a caution here tonight.
Rough start for the Numb Thumbs racing team out there. That truck's pretty tore up. But once again, get in there and get that fast repair, get back out there and do some racing. Donnie Turbeville, thanks for joining us on Facebook. On there pulling for Kale on the 64 machine. Thank you for the feedback, guys, letting us know about the sound issues. Hopefully we got that balance kind of sorted out for you. Our technical man has been on the case, so thanks for the feedback, guys.
Yeah, it's like putting a checklist together for taking a 747 from Hawaii to Houston. It's tough stuff, Brown. Got it shaked out, so hopefully we're good.
Yeah, and you know, looking back at this caution, it was all caused by some issues going on up here at the front. Yeah, I'm trying to see who that was.
Well, the 8 was definitely there. Let me rewind myself. '54 and the 27. We're going side by side. Rowdy Puckett was low.
Yes, the little 3 wide action here. The 8's moving up just a little bit, and there just wasn't really that much more room to go. And the 54 just getting squeezed, and up into that outside wall they go.
Well, a bunch of folks coming back down pit road again. Might as well come in and get 4 more tires.
Looks like almost everyone here. Yeah, the top guys.
I mean, why not?
I would.
So a couple trucks staying out. Looks like Critchley stayed out again. No, he just pitted. Okay. I'm reading a little scoring deal wrong again. My bad, folks. Brian Doty looks like the only guy that only pitted once. I think he went a couple laps down.
Yeah, and Turner looking at it, that 31 of Brad Taylor, he just got some go-go juice and took off. Doesn't look like he really took too much there.
No, I think he just ran in and out of here and trying to get up front. It worked for him. He's up 24 spots, but I think that's going to be an issue. Maybe if we get about a good 15, 20 green flag run here, his tires are going to betray him.
Oh, as he comes back down pit road, I wonder if he might have accidentally unchecked those tires, thinking a caution was coming out really quick after the last one. And
I was trying to figure out what he was doing. But hey, that happens. You have to hit a button, or if you don't have a crew chief, you know, you gotta have somebody hit those buttons.
Looks like Richard Gray must have done the same thing. Fuel only stop as he's up 15 positions, 16 now. Yeah, Dylan Ellis in that 18, one of those 18s, up 17 spots, sitting in the top 5 position.
Ooh, there's a lot of chatter on the radio here. I don't think they're trying to sort everything out.
Yeah, it sounded like Brandon Coleman had a speeding penalty, so he's trying to get folks to go around, and he's got an EOL penalty. Looks like we're coming into turn 3. Everybody's doubled up, lights are out, so we're going to be taking the green flag again here in just about another turn and a half.
Yeah, that we do. As we're just past that quarter of the way mark, quickly approaching that halfway mark in these trucks, and these trucks definitely fly around here. Big time top speeds. I mean, we've seen top speeds of like almost 180, 190 miles an hour as that pace car dives on down pit road. The 27 and the 42 side by side here once again, with the 18 of Dylan Ellis and the 88 right behind them, and it's going to be a great restart for both drivers all the way up there at the front as well. As looks like that 27 might have a little bit of rear end damage, but we'll have to see how that whether that helps them or hurts them going on down through here as they exit turn number 2, still side by side. That 18 not going away on that outside as the 88 is picking up a big time run, trying to maybe poke his nose up there on the inside, but he's going to stay, not going to push it 3 wide quite yet.
51 truck of Joshua Moore in that Muehlberger Customs Homes machine. Got a little bit of rear end damage too. That bumper's mighty crooked on there, but as long as he stays in this pack, he'll be able to stay with him and stay in the draft.
I should. Oh no! As trying to see who that was. I think it was the 16 or the 76 snagging that outside wall, and we got some helter-skelter going on behind it. Everyone trying to get around him as he lost a whole bunch of speed there, just getting pushed out just a little too wide and scraped that wall. Man, almost.
Using the 18 side by side here in row 3. There are a couple of them guys. They're getting a little bit closer to each other than some of these other trucks are.
Well, which 18 are you talking about? I think we're having an issue with 18s out here.
Letters.
The
numbers.
That would be the actual
Dylan
18 of Dylan Ellis.
Okay.
The other 18 is supposed to be the 10 of Stone Hutchins.
Full course caution. Didn't see what happens back there.
They've been debris spotted on the track.
Wyndham and Hicks. Looked like 76 of Hicks. 7 of Rick LePage was involved. I haven't got to witness it.
Ooh, man. Oh, we got trucks tumbling down that back straightaway. Oh, big time hit for the 76 of Hicks.
I guess nobody listens to what I have to say with about turn 2 getting narrow. Nobody pays attention to that, no.
Well, it's not like you won or anything.
I know. Thank you. And I have a witness because I recorded it. I do have a witness. English? Did that happen?
I'm a little fuzzy.
Oh, come on.
No, you have on here a couple of times.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, it was also the 7 of Rick LePage just getting a little tight, which kind of caused the whole thing. Drifted up the track and got turned all over the 76 of Michael Hicks's bumper. And man, oh man, these trucks are going for a wild ride when they wreck here. I don't think I've seen this many flips in one of these iRacing races in quite a while. Ooh, as a little gamesmanship goes on here between the 42 and some of these guys as he fakes going down pit road.
Oh, the old fake pit road routine.
We used to see that quite a bit in one of our other leagues, not so much recently.
Yeah. And maybe at one of these points we can bring up one of these drivers and see if they want to give us a little heads up what they're feeling out there.
I'd love to hear from Josh Moore. I don't think we got to talk to him last time.
Okay. If you can
He
figure
does
that
have
out.
The sponsors logo on his car might be a good guy to talk to.
Where is he on the track at the moment? That's the key. He's in the pits with some damage, so.
Yeah, he's coming out of his box now. Give him a chance to merge here.
Oh, good. Mine locked up, so I'll have to reboot like I did the other night, but I can continue with y'all.
Looks like he's coming onto the back stretch now.
Sorry, still doing some stuff. Who you guys talking about?
Talking about maybe pulling the 51 up, the Muehlberger Customs Homes 51 of Josh Moore. See if he get his thoughts on the racing so far.
Yeah, I would say absolutely, absolutely go for it.
Let's see. Here we go. Hey Josh, it's Alan, and Adam up at the booth. You got us?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, what are your thoughts so far tonight? A few more cautions, I think, than some folks kind of hoped for or expected. But you're out there representing tonight's sponsor, Muehlberger Custom Homes, in that 51 truck. What do you think about it out there tonight?
So far, it's been really fun. It's been some pretty close battling up there. There's one wreck up in the front. I got a little bit of damage, so I came in to fix some optional and get some new tires.
Yeah, are those tires wearing out quickly, or is that what we're seeing, or it's just people overdriving in the turn 2 there?
They've been wearing out a little quickly. I've been saving tires the whole time, but yeah.
Well, good luck out there the rest of the race, and hope you can stick around your teammates a little bit tonight.
All right, thanks.
That was one of the drivers out here for tonight's sponsor of Muehlberger Custom Homes, driving that big time Team America paint job. Got that American flag all over that truck. Man, that is what we like to see. Speaking of Team America, up there at the front, still once again that 42 of Kevin Winker. He's been doing a great job sticking it out up at the front just about all race long, as he and Zach Staten are going to be side by side to start this one off, with the 8 of Derek Rowdy Puckett right behind them. The 18 of Dylan Ellis is there too. Cale Turbeville's made up a few spots, restarted here in 6th as we go back to green flag racing here, and things single filing out for the first couple rows, and it looks like we're kind of spacing out on this restart a little bit.
Yeah, I think guys are starting to learn, just don't worry about stacking up too much and try to make moves at the beginning. Let the tire pressure build up and try to stay safe for a few laps before you start trying to make things happen.
Yeah, they're putting their brains on right now. That's about time, Let's dial it back a little bit. We've got a lot of racing to go. Let's be safe out here for a little bit.
As side by side they go across the line here for second. You got the 88 and the 8. Zach Staten and Derek Rowdy Puckett still side by side as they enter turn 1 here. You also got Dylan Ellis and Cody Staten side by side right behind them, with Cale Turbeville just sitting and waiting, just looking for that opening to go. And here comes a 3 wide situation now with Dylan Ellis running it up the inside line with a heck of a run. He's going to get clear of that. He's also going to almost get clear of the 88 of Staten. He's even going to almost get clear of Kevin Winker up here at the front. Man, talk about a run.
Yeah, pretty close racing action out there, wasn't it, Adam?
Yeah, just as I said, why don't we relax a little bit? They said, nah, we're gonna Running 3 wide, I'm going to take the lead here. So, interesting move by Ellis. Up 20 spots, lead team.
His problem now, though, is he is stuck there on that inside line, so he's going to quickly run out of laps to get by Winker here if that's what he absolutely wants. And, man, Winker's doing a really good job of controlling that space that Ellis has. He's running that kind of middle groove, so Ellis isn't really able to come up the track here on these exits of these corners.
Yeah, and I think what's going to happen up front, all that fighting, they're gonna wear out their tires a little bit more than the guys watching out behind them. So that's another thing. When you're fighting for that lead like that, Ellis has got to be shredding those tires right now.
Zach Dillon down here side by side with the 15 Estate, now beside Turboville. That inside line, if you run it long enough, it eats up that right front, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. You want to be mid to high most of the time here, but if you're, in a battle and you want to pass them, and you got some, if you save tires, you can definitely do it low, but you're gonna have to get back squared away on the top to kind of get that conservative load on the tires.
As Ellis was, contact there, Ellis up into the wall, and that's gonna bring out another caution as we got cars scattering all over this racetrack.
Both 18s involved in the aftermath there. Curtis Critchley just T-boned the 15 Estate. There's a lot of damage on a lot of trucks right now. We're going to have some guys towing, I bet.
Yep, yeah, that's aggression and tires there. Where did it happen?
Right
Nobody
where you
listens
say.
to me. Nobody listens to me.
As we take a look back here, you had that 18 did have the lead for just a second, but Winker maybe building up that momentum was able to bring it right back on down through that bottom line. Then you had that 8 of Derek Rowdy Puckett coming up through, and a little bit of contact there made the 18 shuffle his way up. 15 getting collected all up in that, and got cars trying to scatter around. And oh man, yeah, that 27 just trying to drive through the bottom line there on the apron, and it looks like maybe his engine blew up a little bit because he ended up towing right away, so he's going to be in the pits for a little while. I know he at least, I think, has one fast repair remaining, if not a couple. But yeah, man, that's a whole bunch of beat up trucks out there at this point.
Yeah, it didn't take much. I don't think Dillon, I think he was holding his line, and Puckett might have came up a little bit. What did y'all see there?
Well, it's kind of one truck moving up, one truck moving down. I mean, you can't really assign fault there, but Dylan Ellis, when he got hung up in that wall, it's hard to get that thing off the wall. We've seen that in the ARCA cars a lot when you get up there in the wall. But the 18 trying to pull it off the wall and just got kicked it sideways and got into traffic. I mean, sometimes you really can't avoid that.
No, I agree, especially when you're going 180 miles an hour in one of these trucks. Dylan Ellis got that thing squared away. He had a fast repair, it looks like, and he'll be out there on the track. He'll be fine.
As
That's what they're there for.
Kevin Winker wins that race off of pit road, followed by Derek Rowdy Puckett. You had Zach Staten, Zach Dillon, Brandon Coleman, Cody Staten, Cale Turboville. But someone who did not come down into the pits, that is that one of Derek Welch of Numb Thumbs Gaming Community there. And that's a bold strategy there, Cotton. He last pitted on lap 26, so these guys are going to have much newer tires. And I don't know about you, but I don't know about not coming down in this situation.
Well, he got the Numb Thumbs gaming logo on the air, didn't he? We get to talk about him a little bit.
If it's all about that, yeah, but I agree with you.
Yeah, he's gonna
Brown, those tires are going to be he's going to be in trouble quickly. But hey, sometimes that's what you want. You want to play with the big dogs up front. Maybe he's got something in the tank that we don't know about.
As it looks like Cody Staten was actually able to win that race off of pit road. It was a little close, and I thought it went to Winker. Oh, no, there goes Winker now back around him.
Oh, the 15 got a penalty. That's what happened there.
Oh, no.
He entered a closed pit, and now he's got to go to the back. He will.
Speaking of guys who get penalties quite a bit is the 110 of Richard Gray. He's up 24 spots in 9th place. It looks like he's kind of coming into his own here. Is that possible?
That's Michelob. I don't know how he does it sometimes, but Richard Gray up there moved up a bunch of spots.
The oldest man in iRacing.
He may be. I'm not sure who keeps those demographics, but he may be the oldest guy in iRacing.
He even figured out how to add a picture to the
Yeah,
SDK, wearing his safety construction orange.
Look at there, Michelob. That's a good guy. We could give him hell, but he's not actually that old. He's old.
Nah,
He's not some super old guy. He loves racing, and he loves this type of racing. Big tracks, a lot of movement, drafting, all that stuff.
The pace car peels off. Derek Welch did not come down pit road for a second time, so he's going to lead this one off with the 42 of Winker out there beside him. Man, Winker's been up front all race long. Great restart there for the 1 of Welch, able to just get his bumper clear of that 42 as they enter turns 1 and 2. And it looks like maybe Derek Rowdy Puckett looking to try to follow that inside line down and through and take away second place there. The question is, how long are these tires going to last for Welch up there at the front? 'Cause I got a feeling it's not going to last as long as he hopes for.
Well, you got 2 Dereks and 2 Zachs all running up there together, and right now, Derek Welch is doing a pretty good job of hanging on to it up there.
That he is.
Better than I expected.
We are 2 wide racing behind him between Puckett and Winker. You also got 2 wide action going on with Cale Turbeville, and I think that's Zach Dillon there having a little bit of a battle going on as these guys make their way through turns 1 and 2, quickly approaching that halfway mark.
3 wide back here, the 110 of Gray and 51 of Moore. And the 5, that awesome Makita paint out there, they were all 3 wide. It looks like they got sorted out. Stephen Naylor standing on that high side for right now. He likes being up there, I think.
Yeah, I guess what is it? When you get in the top 10 in this race, you just decide to, just go all in. Look how wide they are stretched across the turn 2.
They do.
This track never disappoints. We always see something a little bit different here every time we're here. But some things always remain the same. That's that your tires are going to get ate up, and there's going to be some guys smacking into the side of each other. We've seen a lot of that tonight.
So we got the marked 18, but the number 10 of Stone Hutchison moving his way up through this field on that bottom line. He's looking to make up some ground. He's been kind of in and out of it all race long, as we're 3 wide up here for 4th. You got Brian Skidmore, Zach Staten, Rowdy Puckett all side by side by side. Looks like they're just able to figure it out. And, of course, just as I say that, there they go.
That was the 8 and the 88 got together. Looks like they collected the 5 also.
Well, Michelob just skated through that one somehow.
What, our 6th caution? We're halfway right now. That's 6 cautions at halfway. Goodness.
Yeah, these guys are hungry, man. I mean, that's really it.
It's back.
And it's a fun track. I mean, you feel like you have a lot more room and a lot more space and more throttle control out here than you actually probably do with the and you talk about this all the time, just the way these trucks go out and throw that big shot of air off that tailgate up. And that actually comes into play as you're trying to make passes in these corners.
Oh, man, yeah, just a little bit of a pit maneuver, kind of self-induced well, can't even say self-induced, as I think it was the 8 that moved up, but someone who somehow managed to get through that entire thing is that 51 of Joshua Moore. As everyone's going, oh my goodness, crazy behind him. Man, just able to get a little lucky there, and the Red Sea has parted.
We've got a lot of people coming down now. Eric Welch is coming this time. Skidmore, we see Skidmore out, staying out in front quite a bit here. Right here towards the middle of the race. He's one of those guys that picked up quite a few positions in 75 for Skidmore.
Yeah, and Winker, Dillon, and Gray, they all stayed out. So it looks like Dayton is still on the last pitted lap 20. That's kind of wild.
Maybe a little team action going on. He knows that Winker, his teammates up there, maybe trying to help him out. And Cody State. It's like getting teammates.
Boy, a lot of action. Yahtzee.
Nathan Stanley up 13 spots. One of those numb thumbs guys out there at 67. Let's see how the strategy plays out as we move forward. Just past halfway. Alan, do you see this trend of yellows continuing, or do you think they'll eventually just kind of run out of fast repairs and maybe we'll get some stretches of green in here?
I think that's going to be the case. People are maybe even already starting to run out of those fast repairs. I mean, we've seen people also not use them just for like the minor body damage and stuff that we've seen already. But you got to imagine that some of these guys that have been caught up in just about every single one of these, you're not looking too good right now.
Yeah, the 51 or more is one of those guys that's been really saving his. He's been keeping those fast repairs in his back pocket. He's just got a little minor rear end damage, but the business end of that truck, where aero is the most important, right on the nose, is pretty clean, that 51 still.
As we kind of take a look through here, the rest of the field, I know our kind of top driver there, Kevin Winker, in that 42 really hasn't changed that much, but you got Zach Dillon up there, who's up 25 spots. You have that 110 of Richard Michelob Gray up there as well, up 30 spots. And I mean, that's just your top 3 up there. I mean, you go down through this field, you got Nathan Stanley currently fighting for a top 15, up 15 spots, and Albert McBride as well. He's up 12 or 13 spots there. Right behind him is we look like we're going to get back and ready to race him here in just a moment, but it also looks like is Curtis Critchley back out there on the lead lap? He is, so he's going to be starting back here in 27th for that 27. So watch out for that black Canadian flying up through this field.
Yeah, you know he's hungry. He wants them spots back that he lost earlier.
Absolutely. Oh, man, talk about a jump and a half from the 42 of Winker there. I don't know if Zach Dillon was sleeping on the tree or what, but yeah, Winker able to get mighty clear right off the bat. That's going to allow that 15 of Cody Staten a little bit of extra room, dive down low, try to pick up a run on Dillon. And it looks like that is exactly what is going to happen. Richard Michelob Gray being on that outside, really not able to pick up the speed that he wants. Oh, here comes that, that 120 of Dillon as he found the turbo boost busting, but Winker's going to try to maybe do a little crossover move, going down to that apron, running that below that white line, which you are allowed to do here. Obviously, just as long as it doesn't cause an issue later on, and he's trying to take the lead back, and it looks like he will.
It's all about, are you willing to take the risk of jumping down there on that apron where that transition is, and then trying to blend back up into traffic and try to get that slide across somebody's nose like that. That's kind of a dangerous game.
Yeah, this entire track is dangerous, it looks like, tonight. But, look at Richard Gray up there in the top 5. That's something to see.
As Dillon and Winker continue to shuffle side by side, no one wants to take this lead and run away with it. You got the 54, Brandon Coleman, who's been moving up a few spots kind of quietly here. He's now trying to make his way up here. He's now fighting with Zach Dillon there for second place. You also got Brian Skidmore in that 75 trying to make his way up here all the way to the front.
Yeah, Richard's got a teammate behind him right now in that 1 machine. Let's see if the 1 and the 110 can help each other out here.
Don't count out the 51 of Joshua Moore in the Muehlberger Custom Homes truck. It's deading up, but I guess he's saving that fast repair for when he thinks he might need it.
Teammates got split up here. Stone Hutchinson behind the 1 now. The outside of Ellison.
And side by side they go up here for the lead. You got Brandon Coleman sitting there kind of in a bird's eye seat, but he's getting a challenge back here from that 120 of Zach Dillon. Zach Dillon, man, we don't talk about him a lot during these races, but he's having himself a good one here, just past midway in this one. He's looking to continue and maybe steal something away here from some of these guys as they continue to turn and tick off laps as the 218s, I should say the 18 and the 10 are kind of now getting together here in those interstate battery trucks. We got 3 wide, almost 4 wide there. I think there was a little bit of a checkup and everyone kind of scattered.
Yeah, and 66 of Paul Ferdiani in that really cool paint scheme. He took advantage there. He was riding the low line. I think he's feeling real good on those tires riding low right now.
He's making it stick for sure, but you can't do that the whole way. You got to really monitor how long you stay on that low line, the really low part of that line. And looks like he's back up the outside lane.
Yeah, worked for him. He was riding low that whole last lap, and he gained some positions here. Let's see where he stays as he comes around the 3rd and 4th corner.
That is pretty cool paint, that World Series poker paint he's got. I like it.
Yeah, it's real shiny.
As Winker, Coleman, and Skidmore have kind of figured things out up here at the front, single filed it out. You got Zach Dillon still up there. He's looking to go maybe heat those tires up once again, shoot up through that bottom line. And man, this is definitely turning into a race here up at the front, as you also got Cody Staten, Paul Ferdiani side by side back here, 5th and 6th. You got Brian Doty and Richard Gray still side by side. You got Rodney Griffin and Stone Hutchins side by side. So we still got a wad of, let's call it 15 trucks up here at the front who are all still racing and trying to make their way up there to that number 1 spot.
Look at Paul Ferdiani's 66 truck coming down low trying to attack these guys.
Ooh, as we got a truck up in the wall, I think that's the 2 of Brian Doty. Not quite able to get off of that wall, and he did a fantastic job of keeping it up there, not bouncing back down across the track, because that would have been calamity for the entire field. But that unfortunately also lost Brian Doty quite a few spots.
The Spice 231 joining us on Twitch, on to cheer on those brethren of his over at Numb Thumb Gaming. Got the 1 of Welch and the 110 of Richard Gray running right together. But you also got Nathan Stanley out there running in that Moon Pie machine. Thanks for joining us, the Spice. He said that the 1 of Welch is waiting for his run for sure. Those guys swing down to the inside line. Look at him and swinging. Trying to swing back up and take the position away from the 97. But that 97 of Rodney Griffin is not going to give it up easy.
No, as we're going to be 3 wide here. This is, and as I was going to say, Brian Skidmore, I think, seeing what's going on and saying, nope, I'm just going to hold on a second here, guys, as we got Paul Ferdiani, Brandon Coleman, and Zach Dillon all side by side by side. And now here comes Brian Skidmore once again up here on the outside. You know, especially here at Michigan, I would say that's probably your preferred line. Oh, as we almost got contact here, still side by side. You got, I believe that's Dillon and Coleman. No, excuse me, Dillon and Ferdiani. Man, these guys did not give each other a single inch, let alone a millimeter. You could not have put a piece of paper between those two trucks.
That's called pinching somebody way low, and he definitely did it.
Well, Ferdiani's been kind of dancing with the devil down low for the most part the last few laps. He's really trying to make some ground up here, and you can, but you're going to pay the price for those tires. Luckily, it shook out there where nobody lost.
Go 3 wide back here. The 1 and the 110 and the 64, but they sorted out. 64 gets the advantage there. Cale Turpinville, our second place guy in the standings right now. Sticking to that high line. He likes it up there.
And that he does as Skidmore continues to try to work that bottom line, trying to get a run to get around Winker here. So they're going to be side by side going down this back straightaway. And man, oh man, Skidmore has been on a absolute run here, especially once when this thing has went green, but now the yellow comes out.
What happened there?
Somebody probably had a tire issue, be my guess.
I did not even see. I've got my camera set to focus on crashes. I did not.
Man, it looks like Albert McBride ended up getting a little toe to the pits or drove it on in there. Let's see if we can't see what happened as I tried to find that instant.
Yeah, McBride is in the pits, so I'm gonna
He's sitting in
assume it's
there
him.
playing Yahtzee with his crew right now.
Yeah, he is. But what about Paul Ferdiani? I was watching him quite a bit there, Brown. He was having a heck of a run.
Man, you ain't kidding. Oh, man. All right, so let's see here. And it looks like a truck up in the wall, scraping that wall, causing some contact. Oh, no. Trying to see who exactly was all involved in that, but I cannot see it. But this is going to allow everybody to come back down, get fresh tires, get everything all re-racked up here. But yeah, that 22, I think might have had a big part of that and ended up getting the short end of the stick.
I think was Reynolds involved, because I saw him kind of way back in the pack. I don't know, but luckily nobody else was involved.
As here we go, we're going to have that chase coming down off of pit lane here, and I think it's going to go to the 75 of Brian Skidmore. And that it will, followed by Winker, Ferdiani, and Coleman. Griffin had a really good pit stop there as well, making up a couple positions. Same thing, Cale Turbeville, Zach Dillon, Derek Welch, and Cody Staten. As we're now in our kind of just about closing 20 laps of this race here at Michigan, we got to thank once again Muehlberger Custom Homes for sponsoring a great show here tonight on the HCK Beagles Racing League. Man, it's when you want a custom home built, man, there's some companies you might want to stay away from, but man, that's one you want to run to is Muehlberger Custom Homes.
Oh, that's 100%. I was trying to listen in here. There was a little bit of argument on the race radio chat, so maybe there's a fight to come. I don't know, Brown, but it sounded like they're getting a little testy out there.
You got your fingers crossed, don't you?
I'm hoping. I'm not going to name names, but when it goes down,
We need to get a camera on the haulers after this deal.
yeah, that'd be it. We'll get with iRacing, our partner in crime. You know who's working hard in the real Mrs. Poindexter? That's the flag man tonight.
Oh man, he's getting the arm work out in.
A little bit, but I think it's still been a really good race because there's so many grooves, there's so many things you can do with this track, unlike like a Daytona or something where you're just kind of riding around. I love this track. It's my favorite. I think y'all know that by now.
And that we do as everybody starts to get stacked back up here going down this back straightaway.
I've heard that rumor. I've heard the rumor.
I've never been to Michigan, but
Did
I
you
listened.
enjoy racing here on iRacing?
yeah, I've never been here personally, but I really enjoy it.
So our front row is going to look like Skidmore and Wink are going to be side by side there, as Paul Ferdiani and Brandon Coleman in the 66 and the 54 are going to be right there behind them. As man, we are taking this one low and slow to get this one restarted. And everyone bunching all up, ready to go. And here we go. The 75 taking off like a rocket. I think might have been playing a couple games there on that restart, but able to break it out to the front and get quite clear of that 42 of Kevin Winker. Not going to mean a whole heck of a lot other than he's going to have at least, this first lap there to kind of settle those tires in and really not feel too much pressure coming up behind him.
Yeah, and Joel Moore joining us on YouTube, pulling for Joshua Moore. And it looks like the 51 of Joshua Moore took that fast repair. I'll probably already talked about that, but that tailgate's nice and straight now.
Man, it's the 42 and the 54 blow around that 75 like he was standing still. So now the 54 and the 42 are going to be side by side fighting for this lead as Cale Turbeville inches his way forward, looks to maybe making a move here on Brian Skidmore to take over third.
Contact between the 120 of Dillon and the 18/10 of Hutchinson, but they were able to hold on to it. But a little bit of door banging going on back here for about 10th or 11th place.
Yeah, I think cold tires played into a little bit of that. I saw Ferdiani kind of lost it in turn 4, and luckily he held it and he's going to...
Oh, as we got a car wrecking down pit road, that's Austin Johnson. Oh, man, that is an unforgiving spot, and hopefully he didn't pass his pit box so he can just park it right there. But
the worst part of it, Alan, is that we're staying green, and he just had to tow. So, oh man, I think that's going to pretty much kill his chances. He's going to go multiple laps down the HCK Beagles machine. Tough night for Austin Johnson.
as we are now going to have 19 laps to go. Kevin Winker out in front with Brandon Coleman right there, hot on his heels. Brian Skidmore, who's had a great race, is hanging around up there as well. Same thing with Cale Turbeville, who's currently looking to the inside, trying to make a pass there on Skidmore. Again, don't know if that run is going to work out for him here in the long run, because there's really no room to come up to that top line, which is what he's going to try to do now as Brian Skidmore looks back to that bottom line. Man, Skidmore is one of those guys who really is enjoying that bottom line and how that one runs.
Skidmore making a lot of spots up tonight, as did Garrett Welch and Turbeville and Dillon. But look who's your hard charger so far tonight. It's the 110 of Richard Gray, sitting in 11th, up 22 spots so far.
Still got a long ways to go, but I like how the top half of this field is really fighting and battling and keeping it pretty clean. Really nice racing up front here.
Kevin Winker up there in the lead right now, trying to maybe to gain a spot or two back on that standings chart. You saw that he didn't get knocked down a notch by Cale Turbeville. I think he was sitting in third or fourth. Shoot, I couldn't give it to those strong drivers out here that's going to be on the top of the standings for the rest of the season if he keeps up this kind of performance.
Yeah, well, not only that, but he's currently got a battle on his hands with that 75 of Skidmore, who's been absolutely pushing it to that limit on that bottom line. And Winker has done a great job out there on that outside, just trying to maintain and keep this pace up as they got a whole bunch of people sitting there just kind of waiting for a little bit of mistake from somebody, and they can make up some extra ground. One of those guys is that 54 of Brandon Coleman. You also got that 66 of Paul Ferdiani. You also got the 64 of Cale Turbeville still sitting there just waiting. Same thing with that one of Derek Welch that heard it from the Spice over there on Twitch. Just sitting there waiting for his chance to make that move.
Boy, Richard Gray and Hutchinson are like, you definitely couldn't put a piece of paper between those two. Wow, and they held it through turn 3. Trying to fight for that pin.
As the Hutchinson gets, maybe, I don't know what happened there, if he got tight or loose or what, but he ended up getting up into, I think that was a 27 of Critchley, able to maintain it, and we're still green flag racing here. But yeah, that I was kind of keeping my eye on that just a little bit, but that looked more like it was dirt track leaning than it was anything else.
Yeah, a little bit of dirt track strategy out there. We've seen a little bit of that. The guys sliding up the racetrack.
Yeah, well, y'all mentioned that, but the fourth corner here, you tend to get a little crossover sometimes. Have y'all? I'm sure y'all have noticed it, but there's a lot of crossovers and kind of cool moves when people are battling. So it is kind of dirty out here.
It's kind of cool to talk about it. Like, this track is completely different on one end than the other. It might look like a circle or an oval to people, but it's very, very different in 1 and 2 than it is in 3 or 4 as far as the racing between trucks goes.
That it is, as the battle up here at the front continues between Skidmore and Winker, still side by side as they cross the line here with 13 laps to go now. Man, oh man, these guys, I don't know how much longer their tires can keep up with it, as the 54 and the 66 we're having a little bit of a battle, but also behind them they got the 1 and the 64. Oh, as we're going to go 3 wide here looking for third.
I almost said something about, man, what a great long green flag run.
Don't do that to us.
Then I just did say it. I'm not going to. We're good.
Look at that brown up front there. Look how the tires are going to be the problem here, obviously, but they're making the best of it up front.
And that they are, as they're actually going to start to catch up to little bit of contact there, and Michael Hicks has a little bit of a problem, but now we also got ourselves a caution. Ooh, Andrew Hansley getting involved in that one as well.
I didn't see what brought the yellow out. I did see Coleman and another truck get together. I think it was Paul Ferdiani, but I didn't.
Yeah, this happened well behind here. 76 hit the wall. Hicks hit the wall and came down on Hansley. Hansley had nowhere to go. Unfortunate.
Well, thanks for being my eyes.
Deal for him.
Checking it out back there.
As we take a look, yeah, that 76. Man, that was a very interesting spot to tag that wall. I wonder if he maybe was taking a second to take a drink and just drifted out a little wider than he thought. But yeah, that is gonna bring out the caution here, which means we're gonna be under 10 laps to go by the time we go back to green flag racing.
We have a 10-lap shootout.
And what do you think about these guys up front? You think they're happy with that? I think they personally are. They probably all want fresh tires and put it on a level playing field for the last 10 laps or so.
You saying that you're going to see every truck come down?
I would. I mean, I would, but that's me. I'm not up front like Winker. It's all going to depend on his move.
Yeah, if you come down now, you know, you're gonna have 10 laps to go here. But if you don't, you're gonna really be pulling for a caution. What if the other guys stay out? So I think it's wise for everybody to come down.
Yeah, that looks like what they're doing there.
That it does, as this looks like it will be the money stop of the race. Did you pay that virtual money to your pit crew to get yourself a great time here? As Brian Doty looks like he ended up actually staying out. So that's going to be interesting to watch out for if he comes down here late, or if he's going to try to make this one work on those older tires, because that was a long run here that these guys had faced. So we'll just have to wait and see, and who's going to win this race coming down off of pit road. It's going to be Kevin Winker, just because I would say maybe pit position there was the key to that, but Brian Skidmore right behind him. Same thing with Coleman, Moore, Turbeville, Verdiani, and Welch, Griffin, and Critchley. Ooh, that's another one to watch out for. That 27 of Curtis Critchley. We haven't seen him up towards that front in a long time, but he is now back up into that top 10.
It's like Nathan Stanley took fuel only. Mark Collins, we hadn't mentioned him much at all tonight in that 25 truck. It looks like he might have took 2 tires.
Yeah, the same with looks like Richard Gray. Looks like he might have taken 2 tires as well. So interesting strategy, you know, and that's the cool thing about iRacing per se. You know, everybody thinks, you know, you're rednecks, you turn left. It's not really anything. There's a lot involved in this, man. Really is a lot involved, a lot of brain power. It's not just putting the pedal down and turning left. I think y'all will agree with me. There's teamwork, pit work, all this other stuff. So that's what makes this stuff fun to me.
Slightly off topic here, but
Yeah.
did you guys know Netflix estimates that they lose $135 million every month from subscribers sharing their password?
Oh, well, how much are they making a month?
Probably a lot more than that.
Yeah, I don't think they're losing anything.
As we get stacked back up here, man. Brian Doty in that 2, up 31 spots on those older tires. This is gonna be interesting here as we enter these closing laps of this race. Kevin Winker's gonna be outside of him with Brandon Coleman and Brian Skidmore right there as well. I got a feeling this is gonna be a herd of cheetahs just running around Brian Doty in that 2.
I don't know about that, but I saw an orangutan driving a golf cart the other day, and I thought that was amazing. If you ever want to see something cool on YouTube, just Google that.
The one in Dubai, right?
Yeah, that's just off topic. Sorry, bro. But it was like really.
Kids on that video.
Yeah, he was. Man, it was cool. Anyway, you're off.
That they are. Brian Doty, does he have enough? Oh man, talk about a jumping the gun there. He went the second that pace car was clear, and so he's going to be able to try to sneak away and maybe keep his way out in front, as Brian Skidmore, who was right behind him on that bottom line, was able to follow suit, and that's going to allow that 75 a big time run, getting around that 2 quite easily. Oh no, as the 2 gets up into the wall, sideways, slideways, still up into that wall. Everyone's scattering, but we're going to be still green flag racing here as everyone's able to maintain it.
There's a lot of dodging going on there.
Those tires weren't ready for that.
97's loose. He's in the grass. Now he's up into the 120. We got another caution. That was the 97 of Griffin. And Zach Dillon in the 120.
Oh, good.
Griffin lost it.
Gracious.
Slid up into.
Let's watch that
Man,
one again.
wow.
Oh, that was a hard hit.
So only a couple laps run there. Do you stay out now?
No, I don't think so.
Come down again?
I would stay out. Do you think you'd come down?
Oh no, that's my bad. I misheard you.
You're hitting all the buttons.
The 97 just clipping a piece of that apron. Thankfully, looks like most people were able to get around that, but unfortunately, there, big time impact happening.
Carol Hansley on Facebook telling Andrew, "Hey man, shake it off. You got this." I love it when family gets involved and cheers their family on social media.
Well, he's still on the lead lap now, so he could gain some spots from where he's at.
That's right.
So this is somewhat like a super speedway, chump to champ, champ to chump. Not quite the same, but you can definitely make up some spots in the final 5 laps.
Angry Indian, thanks for joining us on Twitch. He says, "Let's get it."
Yeah, let's do it. Let's get this thing, man. COVID's kicking in on my head. It's like just a whole bunch of different things that happen to you.
And it's up and down, huh?
Yeah, you feel good for a minute, then you feel like crap, then you feel like sneezing, then you feel like coughing, and that's what happens when they take a virus and they put it in this thing in the laboratory and they give it to a pangolin. Then a bat's involved, and then they bring it back into the lab and they throw it out into society. Quite the thing.
Oh, mercy.
Yeah, hopefully people followed that. It's all in jest.
And Super Slippery Frog saying, "What an unfortunate wipeout." Yeah. Feel bad for Griffin there. Nox Medusa, thanks for joining us on Twitch, saying, "What I'd miss." A lot of cautions, a lot of wrecks,
A lot of
trucks, man.
A lot of COVID.
Oh,
You missed it
man.
all.
A lot of COVID talk.
That's Brian Skidmore still up here at the front with Brandon Coleman. They're going to be starting side by side here as the lights on that pace car, I think, have now turned off. So we're going to stack things back up here. 4 laps to go when this thing goes back to green flag racing, and it's definitely all come down to this. Kevin Winker out in front just about all dang race. He's going to be starting there in third with the 51 of Joshua Moore. A little teammate action there sitting on his outside. You also got Cale Turbeville, who's quietly been making his way through this field and hanging around in that top 10, having a pretty great race up there. Same thing with Curtis Critchley. Restarted that last one in 10th, now up into 6th, and in a pretty good spot, wouldn't you say there, Turner? I mean, I don't know if you necessarily want to be all the way up at the front. I mean, the front here isn't as terrible as some of those plate tracks and everything, but man, this is I think this one's gonna get very, very dicey.
Yeah, I'd love to be in the top 5 or 7 right here, because you can definitely make a move. You just got to take advantage. Watch the guy in front of you. You've been watching him the whole race pretty much, so you're going to know his weaknesses and you're going to know where to take advantage. So we'll see if anybody does that here.
And it'll be a level playing field, too, since nobody took tires. Everybody's got the same tires on right now.
That they do as the pace car comes off down pit road. It's time to buckle up, strap on that drinking helmet, and throw inhibition out the window. We are racing here with 4 laps to go. Brian Skidmore getting a great restart there with Brandon Coleman and Kevin Winker getting knotted up side by side here for second. That's allowing Cale Turbeville to pick up a little bit of room as people are slicing and dicing, trying to get to their preferred lines. Looks like Winker was able to get out to that outside line, which we have seen him run pretty much all race long, and he really enjoys it out there on that outside. Looking towards that outside now of the 54, as he almost had a run on the 75, but things got really, really close to 54 down there, using that apron to maybe help the truck turn, as we are 3 wide for the lead coming across the line with 2 laps to go now between Winker, Skidmore, and Coleman. Cale Turbeville and Curtis Critchley still sitting there just waiting for a moment to maybe put on some extra time and get a big time run here as they enter the long back straightaway. Excuse me, we have 3 laps to go, not 2.
Yeah, so quite a bit of battling up there in front. Wow.
Yeah, side by side they go through turns 3 and 4, coming across the line. Now it's 2 laps remaining here with that 27 Curtis Critchley. We saw him. His truck was blown up, you know, no more than a quarter of the way into this race. And here he is once again up towards that front. Man, that 27 is on a roll, able to keep that truck fairly clean, but he's currently still sitting there in 4th, right behind Brandon Coleman. Cale Turbeville and Cody Staten having a little battle back here for 5th and 6th as of right now, as these guys fight in front of them. And don't count them out, just one of them breaks free. They can make a charge here through this field as we're going to be coming across the line here. White flag is waving. This is the final lap. No more cautions here tonight. This is it. Kevin Winker out in front. He's still got Brian Skidmore all over that back bumper as that 54. Brandon Coleman looks to that inside line, clipping that apron, trying to help that line move and gather that extra rotation, as here comes that 27 of Curtis Critchley making his move here on that bottom line. Oh, here comes Skidmore down that bottom line, looking towards the inside as we got a wreck going on behind these leaders side by side through the exit of turns 3 and 4. We're going to have ourselves a drag race as we come down and across the line. It's going to be Winker coming away with the win, side by side with Brian Skidmore coming in 2nd and Curtis Critchley rounding out that top 3.
Man, what a bunch of garbage right there. Coming around 4, coming to the end. Not able to make it to the finish line.
How'd Critchley get past Coleman there? That was quite a move just to get there. Good stuff.
Might be worth rewatching.
It definitely is. And that's kind of what Michigan does. It'll give you a treat every time.
Great finish. I know we started out rocky, a lot of cautions, but later on some strategy kind of played into it, and overall I'm pretty satisfied with the last half of that race and the action we saw.
You can see that 27 here on that back straightaway for the final time. Worked his way down low, using the same kind of move as we had absolute carnage behind these leaders. Man, oh man, it was an absolute drag race. I think, you know, if that 27 could have stayed in line with Brian Skidmore, that 75, he might have been able to bump draft him up there and might have picked up a win.
Yeah, the 42 was definitely watching him and moved up the track just to put a little bit of distance between him and the 75, because he was kind of afraid that 75 was going to get a little too high and into him. Good job keeping some separation between them trucks. It's not always easy to do here, is it?
No, it is not, as we slowly have people trickling in to that podium finisher channel. So let's get these interviews off underway. And tonight, we're going to start off with tonight's big-time race winner, the 42 of Kevin Winker, finally adding another one to that win column and making his way up through these standings, man. Congrats on the win here tonight, Kevin. I know it was hard fought, but you did a great job, and you were pretty much up front from the get-go and really never let it go.
Yeah, I mean, you could run the bottom, but the high side's where you wanted to be. So a lot of them guys burnt the tires, and then if you could hold them off there, high side was definitely where you want to be the whole race.
Kevin, we did see a few guys out there that would run the outside as much as they could, and then to pick up a few spots, they dive to the inside and try to pull a little slide maneuver on people. And a couple guys were out there making it work. Did you see any of that going on? And do you think it kind of hurt them as far as tire management goes?
No, I mean, I did it myself a couple of times. Me and Brian and Coleman, Brian and then Coleman there, we were doing kind of the same thing back and forth. So, I mean, it's kind of how you got to pass here is do that slide job. Otherwise, if you just ride around the high side, you ain't going to pass nobody. So it makes it a fun, interesting race to do it that way.
Well, you didn't get any penalties, and you kind of had to drive with your rear view mirror there for quite a bit of the race, but man, a heck of a job. Congratulations, dude.
Thank you. Yeah, I kind of messed up my burnout there. I was trying to do like a Joey Logano type thing, and it definitely didn't work. But I got the win, so that's all that matters.
You are correct there, picking up that big-time win. Well, Kevin, before we let you go, you got any shout-outs? And I know you got a couple teammates there and whatnot.
I just want to thank all our sponsors for the race. I think Muehlberger Custom Homes sponsored tonight, so I can thank them for coming on all season. My team, Team America, Cody, Zach, Josh. I mean, they're excellent teammates. Without them, none of this could really be possible. And then Greg, the admins, Eddie, Austin, and then you guys in the booth, killing it every week. So just all around, thanks to everybody that makes this league go around.
Awesome, man. Well, again, congratulations here, picking up the win at Michigan, and I look forward to seeing what you can pull out of the hat the rest of the season here, buddy.
Sounds good. Have a good night. Thank you.
All right, so let's move our way down this kind of leaderboard here. We're going to now go to the second place finisher. That's that 75 of Brian Skidmore, who, especially in this latter half of this race, man, you were having a great battle with Winker up there at the front. Just missing it by a nose here at the end, but hey, a second place finish really isn't all that bad.
No, I'll take it any day of the week. That's good racing with Kevin and Curtis and all of them are at the end.
Well, Brian, you were one of those guys that you started, I think, 14th place. You worked your way up. Actually, pretty quick you worked your way up, and you were very, very consistent out there today and stayed in the top 4 or 5 all night. What's the key to consistency here? Is it, just knowing what to do with those tires? I mean, it seemed like you had it pretty much figured out, and I know a lot of guys were just trying to stay out of trouble tonight. Is it a little bit of both?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do there at first. I was wanting to qualify a little higher than what I did, but once I seen that, I pitted every time. Every caution we had, I pitted except that last one there at the end. But just staying out of trouble is what got me up there. I done a lot of passing, but people wrecking and getting out of my way. Luckily, I wasn't caught up into nothing. I think I rubbed Kevin there once about mid-race, but other than that, I'll take it.
Yeah, stayed pretty clean up front there, and y'all were battling it out. Hey, P2's not too bad, is it?
No, I thought I was messed up on that last lap. Brandon was on the inside of me, and I thought I'm gonna be 4th on the outside. And luckily, crew chief said I was clear, so I jerked bottom, and I had to let off just a little. I didn't want to get into Kevin, so I think that's what kind of slowed me down a little bit. But I'll take it. I'd rather take second than wreck somebody.
Well, man, either way, still a heck of a race from you there. Before we let you go, do you got any shout-outs you want to put out there?
Yeah, just shout out to my kids, Tyler and Shelley, and grandkids, and thank Rodney Griffin, my teammate, and Michael Hicks for getting me involved in all this. And I don't think they turned out as good, but we worked together and trying to get up our own points.
Man, this one will definitely help out on that one. Again, congrats on the second place finish here tonight, and good luck the rest of the season there, bud.
Yeah, thank you all. Thank Greg and all of them for putting this on.
All right, and for the final interview of the night, that's going to be the 27 of Curtis Critchley, who, if you look at the stat line, the box score, however you want to call it here tonight, he started in 3rd and finished in 3rd, which is still a pretty good night for you there, Curtis. But, man, it definitely did not go the way that you wanted to at the beginning.
Yeah, I ended up going to pit road to try to get some more damage fixed just by preparing it normally instead of taking a fast spare. And when I was back there, I ended up having to take a fast spare because I was back there. And then it was just a uphill climb from there, but we managed. I'll take a 3rd out of that day.
Well, some nights it's damned if you do, damned if you don't. And we did see on one of the cautions, you were trying to stay safe and jump way down onto the apron. And I think somebody slid across the track in front of you, ended up T-boning. I think it was the 15 of Cody State. And sometimes when you have these big wrecks, there's just not enough escape paths. And you just kind of kind of had some bad luck. Did that blow your motor right there? Did you have to tow?
Yeah, I smoked him pretty good. I sent him like down the track.
Oh, he was dead. He was dead. In there.
Yeah, no, I thought I think he was just starting to get on the brakes when I decided where I was going to go because I was going to aim for him because he wasn't on the brakes at that point. And then he stomped on the brakes there, and then I was already aiming for him. Like, oh no! And then I tried to hit the brakes and stop, but I locked him up and slid into him pretty hard. But if I was just like aimed where I should have went. Just a little bit more to the left, I would have been fine.
Yeah, man. I mean, you blow a motor and you still end up in third place, still leading the standings. So I'd say that's a pretty good night, even though you're not in the number one position like you like to be. But hey, a little bit left to go in the season. You got anything you're looking forward to in the next few weeks?
I think it's just keeping that, hoping to keep the momentum rolling. Hopefully, keep talking to you guys each week, if we can keep getting podiums, I think we'll be in a good championship standing. There's a lot of consistent guys out here that have been just putting top fives in each week out, and as long as I can keep doing that, I can maintain my lead, and then hopefully we can carry the momentum into the chase.
Well, man, tonight's definitely not gonna hurt those championship runnings that badly for you, but before we let you go, you got any shout-outs or anything you like to do?
Shout out to Rough Fine Motorsports, as always, people that help me out there. Also, Nexus Esports. Can't wait to get this next Road to Pro season going here in a few weeks. Should be a lot of fun.
Awesome, man. Well, best of luck in that, and look forward to seeing what you can do here the rest of the season.
Yeah, that's sweet. Thank you, guys.
All right, and with that is going to bring the race and action from Michigan to a close. And man, it was a little touch and go there for the first half, but the second half livened up quite a bit.
Yeah, it did. It started to kind of thin out a little bit, and we did get to see some green flag racing and get to see some guys kind of mix up a couple pit strategies in the middle of the race. But when it kind of came down to it, most of the guys ended up pretty much on the same set of tires. And man, how about the 110 truck out there, Richard Muehlberger, your hard charger of the race, up 24 spots to finish in 9th place. So good job on that, Richard.
Yeah, Numb Thumbs racing guy. No, I thought it was great. You know, we did have a lot of cautions, but I truly think the racing here is genuine. You know, it's challenging. Everybody has their own little thing, and I think it ended up, as you saw at the end there, pretty awesome. So I think we had a good night here.
That we did. So how about we do a final race rundown here? Tell everyone where their favorite driver finished here tonight. And that's going to start us off with that 42 of Kevin Winker. He picked up the big-time win here tonight at Michigan. And, man, it looked like a very dominating performance. He was up there at the front just about all race long, followed by that 75 of Brian Skidmore. Oh, man, just missing out by a couple inches there to pick up a win for himself there, but still a solid run for that 75. The 27, like we said, he went from third to basically dead last, back up to third, having a solid run there for that 27 machine. And you got the 54, Brandon Coleman, also having a solid night here, finishing in fourth. Man, that other guy up there in those points, that 64, Cale Turbeville, adding to his average finish of right around that 4th and 5th. He's up 15 spots on the day, having a solid race there in 5th. You got Paul Ferdiani in that 66, having a pretty good day there himself as well, finishing in 6th. With that 15 of Cody Staten finishing in 7th. The one of Derek Welch able to move up 16 spots to finish here in 8th. And like you said, Mr. English, that 110 of Richard Michelob Gray able to get a top 10 up 24 spots. Hard. Ooh, excuse me.
Oh, bless you.
Woo, that came out of nowhere. As Richard Michelob Gray, your hard charger of the race there in that top 10 ninth, with Zach Staten in the 88 being able to round out that top 10.
Bay Area Rob had to exit the race because of an internet issue, but he says, nice win, KW. He said he's glad that Kevin didn't choke like the Packers and go Niners. I had to throw that in there for him. Dylan Ellis in the 18, finishing in 11th spot. Brad Taylor in the 31 moved up a bunch of spots. We didn't talk about Brad a whole lot tonight, but he took that truck up quite a few spots, finishing in 12th. The 5 of Stephen Naylor in the Makita truck, finishing in 13th. Stone Hutchinson in the 18/10/ one of those is right, in 14th place. Derek Rowdy Puckett in the 8 truck, finishing 15th. Andrew Hansley the 4th. He was looking to finish a little better tonight, I think, but still a solid finish right there in the middle of the pack in 16th. Nathan Stanley of Numb Thumbs in the 67 Moon Pie Machine finishes in 17th. Paul Durkee in the 6, finishing 18th. Michael Hicks in the 76, finishing in 19th place. And rounding out your top 20, the 45 truck of Michael Reynolds.
Yeah, and the 2 at Brian Doty, he was up there a little bit, but he ended up 21st. Team America, number 51, Joshua Moore. The Rough Night, 22nd. Muehlberger paint scheme. 120, Zach Dillon, 23rd. 121, Dusty Smith, 24th. Number 20, Justin Lawson, the first truck a lap down, 25th. Mark Collins, 26th. Albert McBride, 27th. Rodney Griffin, 28th. Austin Johnson, 29th. The number 7 of Rick LePage, 30th. 28 of Henry Wyndham, 31st. 33, best player on the Orioles, Eddie Murray, 32nd. And Bay Area Rob, you mentioned him having some technical issues. Rob Chowdhury in 33rd.
Yeah, and that is your entire standings for this race. We thank you all for tuning in and watching week in, week out. You guys are awesome, because that's why we do it, is hang out, talk with you guys, and having a fantastic time watching some fantastic racing. Also, another big-time shout-out to Muehlberger Custom Homes, as they've been a proud sponsor over here at HCK Beagles, and they are going to continue that in the future. Bruce, if you're still watching, man, if you want to get me a like a radio ad or TV ad or something that you guys might run up in your area, just give me a shout out, and be more than happy to play that on the air for you guys, as you guys have been a proud part of this league, and we thank you every single time, because without sponsors like you, some of this stuff does, it don't happen, because it requires some of that extra little bit of effort that those sponsors put in, and that's always appreciated. With that, you can catch us live here tomorrow night with the Vigilante Racing League, as they have their kind of like a team draft / I don't know what to call it, but it's
gonna be like the IROC almost. They're gonna have colored team cars, and it's gonna be nuts, man. I can't wait for that one tomorrow.
And that one's gonna be interesting. The teams are set, the car colors have been chosen, so all you got to do is tune in and watch some great racing. I think that's also going to be here at Michigan, so definitely do not miss out on that one. For Adam Turner and Alan English, I'm Alan Brown, and we're signing off here tonight, fellas. We'll see you later.
We gone.
See ya.